Today I'm going to show you a shop that is making $40,000 a month. And this is a digital product, which means that most of that number is purely profits. Let me introduce you to crochet patterns. Now, this is not a product that you see every day, but I was actually shocked by the demand for these products. So take a look at this store here. They are selling what looks to be very cute crochet toys. But if you notice, they're not actually selling the toys. But instead, what's being sold is the instructions on how to create these characters. And if you look at the description here, they made it clear that what you'll receive is actually a PDF file. It's a digital download, and it doesn't even include the yarn or the tools to create the product, but simply a PDF that looks like this, a PDF that generates $40,000 a month. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. How hard is this to do? Well, if you do crocheting as a hobby, I think this is a goldmine. But if you have zero skills in crocheting or knitting, it's gonna be quite hard for you. Because you gotta know how to crochet and you have to create step-by-step instructions. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I know zero about crocheting. I'm not an expert, but I've spent many weeks researching this product and I found that this is actually easier than you think. So today I'll be showing you how much you can make with these products and how to pull this off even if you have no skills in crocheting. Plus, I'm gonna show you how you can use AI to do 80% of the work. Yes, I was actually surprised that you can use AI for this. But first, let's see how much we can profit from this product. So let's take a look at this listing. How much are they making? Let's click on the Everbee tool here and you'll see that they made about $20,000 in revenue just on this listing alone. Now remember to always go back and see if the product is on sale, which it is. It's now selling at $3.84. Now we're going to assume that it's always on sale. So 384 times the number of units sold, which is 2171. And that equals to $8,300 in revenue per month. Now, since this is a digital product, there's nothing to manufacture or ship, which means that most of that amount is purely profits. Now, in my experience selling digital products, you'll take home about 93% after deducting Etsy fees. And to be exact, that is $7,700 per month in profits just for this listing. And that is a lot of money. Now let's take a step back and analyze the store as a whole. Let's click on this and I'm just going to run the Everbee tool again and I'm going to sort by revenue. And you're going to see that this product was indeed their bestseller. And you'll see that the other products are also selling pretty well. Now I want to see the total sales for the entire store, but unfortunately Everbee doesn't give you that number here. So I'll just export the data, click on this button here. And then when you get the Excel file, you can just do a total of the revenue column here. And that total is $109,000. Now, before we get excited about that number, if you click back on the store, you'll see that most of their products are 60% off. Now, you have to remember that Everbee calculates the revenue based on the regular price. So to make this quick, I'll just assume that all their products are always 60% off. So just take that 60% off that $100,000 and you're left with $40,000 in revenue. And that's a lot of money. And again, the profit margin is around 93%. Now, that's not even the best part, because if you look closer, you'll see that this store has not even been around for a full year, just 9 months. And their best-selling product here is 6 months old. Now, if you're new to Etsy, listing age and shop age is super important to look at when you're doing product research. That's why I love using a tool like Everbee here. It gives you easy access to this data. Now, my advice is don't just look at revenue numbers because that could be misleading. So if you see stores making tens of thousands of dollars, it could be because they've been around for 5-10 years on Etsy. These stores have a solid rank on the platform and they've got the sales history. It's going to be hard for new stores to break into the market and compete. But if you see a store that's just started less than 12 months ago and they're doing this kind of numbers, that is a strong signal. It means that you as a new seller have a good chance to enter and compete. But yes, this product is not easy to make. But that's actually good. It keeps the competition relatively low. Because think about it, there's no one product that is easy to make, makes 93% margins, and makes you $40,000 a month. If there was one, everybody's going to jump in and the market will correct itself. So yes, this is harder to create, but selling generic products with super high competition, making razor thin margins is also hard. So choose your heart. But with this, at least once you cross that bridge, the upside is pretty huge. And you've seen the numbers. Now, before I show you how to create these products, I want to show you something crazy to further validate this idea. Because we're going to take this product and scale it to the moon. And those numbers that you saw on Etsy is actually just the tip of the iceberg. So check out this YouTube channel. If you're into crocheting, you probably know this channel because they are huge with 1.5 million subscribers. And all she does is create tutorial videos, how to do honeycomb stitch, how to crochet a headband, how to fix common mistakes in crocheting. And just look at the views her channel is getting. And I think this is a brilliant strategy. She gives out free content, and in return, she gets all that free traffic to her own website where she sells her crochet patterns. And according to SimilarWeb, her website gets about 118,000 visits per month. So if you take the average conversion rate for e-commerce, which is around 2.5 to 3%, let's just do 1.5% to be conservative. And that is about 1,700 sales. And if you assume that people spend about $10 on her site on average, that's $17,000 every single month. Now, of course, this is not an accurate number, but I try to be conservative as possible by just using a 1.5 conversion rate. Because think about it, this is actually pretty passive, because she's essentially creating these videos once. And once those videos are uploaded, they will continue to generate traffic and sales for her website forever. And crochet pattern is actually the perfect product to scale with video, because people want to see visuals. They want to see how things are made on video. They're not gonna read a blog on how to crochet something. Now check out another one here, and this is even crazier. So Simply Daisy, she also does tutorials, and just look at how many subscribers she has. 495,000 subscribers with only 30 videos. And I was actually blown away by this. And that just shows you how big the demand is for this type of content. And just for fun, let's see if she's making money on her channel. So if you look at Social Blade here, the channel is getting about 864,000 views every month. And I actually did a bit of research. There's another channel in the same niche that claims that her RPM is about $4.91. And if you guys are not familiar with that, RPM is basically what YouTube pays you for every 1,000 views. So let's just take that number and multiply it by 864. So this means that this channel is earning about $4,200 per month, and that is just from the YouTube channel. Now you might be asking, why are you showing me these YouTube videos when I just want to sell this on Etsy? Well, if you've been watching my videos, I just don't teach you on how to sell products, but I teach you how to build a real business. Because I always tell my students that Etsy is a great starting point if you have no experience. They make it easy for you because you just need to create your product, list it online, and leverage Etsy's huge traffic to get sales. But that comes with a cost. You have no control over your Etsy store. You might think that you own your store, but you're actually renting a space on Etsy. And when you're selling on a marketplace, you have to play by the rules. You're vulnerable to algorithm changes or even shop suspensions. And that happens a lot. So to solve that, I always recommend building your own online store, because that's when you have a real business. And having your own website means that you have no competition. You're not competing head to head with millions of other products. Yes, there are other websites around, but when the customer lands on your website, you are the only product that they see. And number two, there's no algorithm changes or suspensions. You control everything because you own 100% of your website. And number three, there are no Etsy fees, because when you sell your products on your own website, you just need a domain and a place to host your website. And today you can host your website for just $4 a month. And there are many websites that have AI tools that can build full-blown websites in just a few minutes. And for my own website, I just pay about 2% for Stripe fees to process credit card payments, and that's about it. And once you have everything set up, you'll have two sources of income. And this is what you want your business to look like. You want to let Etsy do its thing, because the only reason why you're selling on Etsy is because of the huge traffic they bring. They don't need your traffic, but instead use your own traffic from your social media accounts and drive them to your website. Drive them to something that you fully control. Your website generates income, plus you might also earn additional income from the ads, like Simply Daisy here. And God forbid something happens to your Etsy store, you still have a website that runs independently that continues to generate revenue for you. Now our next step is to create the products. But a quick word from our sponsor, .store domains. Now, since you're building an online store, the first thing that you need to do is to get a domain. Think of a domain as your store's very own ID on the internet. Rihanna has rihanna.store. Shopify has shopify.com. MrBeast has mrbeast.store. The ending of those links is a domain name, and if you're selling products online, why not use a domain that's meant exclusively for online stores? It tells your audience that your website is an online store and instantly associates it with a store selling products. It's unique and it makes you stand out. And according to an independent study, .store domains get 87% more visits, twice the visibility on Google, and 12% lesser cost per conversion when running ads. It's got a million businesses using it, and even celebrities and influencers like Rihanna, Shakira, MrBeast, Michelle Obama, Maroon 5, Emirates, they're all using it. You can buy these domains anywhere on GoDaddy, Namecheap, or even Shopify. But since .store is today's video sponsor, you can grab one from their official website, www.get.store, for an exclusive deal of 99 cents. cents. And here's how you do it. So after you've decided on your domain name, you're gonna enter it here. And if it's available, you can click on add to cart and hit proceed. You have the option to add a professional email from Google or add an SSL certificate. I'm gonna skip all this for now and just hit proceed. Now you see that the domain is $29 and there's an optional privacy protection for $8. But if you use my discount code JasonStore, you'll get your first year for 99 cents on the domain. Now that's a heck of a deal, and plus if you sign up, .store domains gives you access to discounts up to $2,500 on e-commerce tools like Wix, ShipStation, MailChimp, and many more. So if you want to secure a domain today, click on the link below and get your exclusive discounts. Let's start creating the product. You are going to see that there are many designs here. Where do you start? So I believe success leaves clues. So look at the stores here that sell crochet patterns. You want to see what their best sellers are. Take notes and you can start from there. Don't start with products that you think are nice, because it's actually not about you. You have to look at what the customers are actually buying. You want to read the reviews, especially the negative ones. You want to read what people are complaining about and use that as your selling point in your products. Now, there are two parts to creating this product. Number one is building the model. Number two is creating the instructions. Now, if you know how to crochet, obviously you can easily create your own models and then also create the instructions for it. But we're going to approach this from someone who doesn't know anything about crocheting. We're not crochet experts. So today I'm going to use Midjourney to help us create the models, and then we're going to hire someone to create the instructions for us. And no, it's not going to cost you thousands of dollars to hire. So I'm going to show you today on how to do that. So let's start with the modeling. First step is you want to go to Midjourney and you want to head on to the Discord server. Now, before I start prompting, I usually like to look for ideas by going to the Midjourney community page, where you'll see tons of images that other people have created. So I'll just search for crochet and you're going to see that there are already tons of beautiful crochet designs here. Now, we don't want to go for something too complex. So I found this design here that I like, and I just want to create a variation of this. So let me just click on this image here and copy the image URL and just save it somewhere. Now let's go back to the Discord server and I'll just write something like this. Crochet doll of Vincent van Gogh holding a paintbrush in an art studio. Now I'm going to add a new parameter called cref, which stands for character reference. And what this allows you to do is to generate the same character as this image here. And this is very powerful because it allows you to use the same character but in different situations. So I'll just paste the URL of the reference image right here. And I'm also going to add another parameter called CW, which stands for character weight. And this is a value between 0 to 100. And 0 means that you want to focus on just the character's face. And the 100 means that you want the face, the hair, and the clothing. And I'll just use 100 to see what it will give me. Wow, that's just amazing. It looks really good, and just look at the detail on the crochet. Now, since we want multiple images of this character for our listing images, I want to add a couple of things to my prompt. So I'll just use the same prompt, but I'm going to add generate 3 views. Firstly, the front view, secondly, the left view, and thirdly, the back view. And this way we get multiple shots from 3 different angles. And I'm also going to add full body so Midjourney doesn't cut it off in the middle. And also an aspect ratio of 16 and 9. And let's hit enter. Perfect, that looks good, right? Now, the thing to pay attention to is the details like clothing, hats. You want to make sure that they're all the same across 3 images. Make sure they're all the same colors as well, because you don't want to confuse your customers by having different colors. So this one, it looks good. So I'll take this one and I'm just going to upscale it and save it to my computer. Now, obviously, you can play around with this yourself, try different prompts, try different models, and see which one works the best. Now, for your Etsy listing images, you want them to be square. But if you look here, they're going to be vertical images after I crop them. And unfortunately, Midjourney is not able to expand these images to make them square because I've tried it and it doesn't really look good. So I'm going to take this and bring it to Photoshop. And we're going to use their new feature called Generative Expand to fix this issue for us. So I'm now in Photoshop and I've already cropped this image out just to save us some time. Now I'm going to show you this tool called Generative Expand. And as you can see here, this is a vertical photo and I want this to be square. So head over to the left and click on the crop tool here. Click on the drop down and you want to choose the 1:1 option because that will give you the square. And I'm just going to reframe this so we have a square shape just like that. Now we're going to use the AI to fill out all these white spaces on the left and to the right and just going to hit generate. Great, that's it. And that's just how easy it is. Now remember, you get 3 different variations with this. You can click here and you can either choose one of these or you will click generate again for a new set of images. Now for the sake of time, I've done this for the remaining 2 images as well. And now you're ready to create your listing images. So let's jump over to Kittl and open a new project. And I'll just upload all the images that I've prepared. Now before dragging them in, I'll just create 3 more artboards here so I can have 1 image per artboard. By the way, this is something new in Kittl where you can now have unlimited artboards. Because before you could only have 1 artboard per project, so it was kind of annoying to switch between projects. But this is awesome because you can have multiple designs for 1 project and you can see all your designs in one place. It makes it so much easier to work with. So I'll place each of the image here in their respective artboards, just like that. And let me just quickly rename the artboards here. Now before I do anything else, I like to make sure that my images are the highest quality. So you can use a third-party image upscaler, or you can actually use Kittl's built-in upscaler as well. So you can just select your image, click on this button here, and it will upscale the image for you. Now, next, I'm gonna add some text on the main image here, just like this listing here. Now I'm gonna put it on this photo because we have a bit more space to work with. So let's click on add a new headline. And this time, I'm just gonna use one of the ready-made templates because they just look great right out of the box. And we can just change the text and be done with it. So maybe this one here, I'm gonna drag this to the photo. And let's change the text to crochet patterns and just change the color so it blends in with the design. And of course, you can play around with it and match your own branding. Now, when you're happy with all this and you're ready to download, you can just click on this download button here. And you can now even choose which artboard you want to download. And in this case, I want all 3. And just check optimize quality here and then download. And you're done with your images. Now, if you don't know how to crochet, you will need to hire someone for this. And yes, it comes with a small cost. But if you go to Fiverr, you can see that there are many sellers who provide the service. Like this one here, for example. You can simply send them the photo and they'll create the full instructions for you for $15. And obviously this depends on how complex the item is. But let's say it's $15. Now you have to remember that this is a one-time cost to build a model that is able to generate income for you for years to come. So I think that's a really small price to pay, and I'm sure you can even push that price even lower if you're ordering in bulk. Now just a note here, if you decide to go into this niche, I highly recommend learning the skills, or at least the basics. Yes, you can definitely hire just to get your business off the ground quickly, to validate the idea. But in the long run, I do believe that will serve you better if you actually understand the product that you're selling. So I hope this has been helpful if you're still here with me until this point. It just shows how serious you are, and I'm here to support you. If you have any questions at all with this idea, be sure to leave your questions in the comment section below, and I'll try to help you the best I can. But if you guys want to see more business ideas, you can click on this video next, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.